One down. One more. Got him. Yeah, 2 down. Putting up my radar. And you, sir, are proponent in it. Yeah, that's another JDubb word of the day. Word of the day.
Propel? Hold on, what you say?
Proponent in it.
No.
Come on.
Thank you.
Come Goku?
You got
Goku like that? Oh no! Oh my god, you caught me with that shit, but I pulled it back on you. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Stop the violence. Have some respect when you talk to people. And put some respect on LaForge's name, man. You get bit. All right, I'm done. I'm out.
Oh, that was some BS. That was some BS. I swear there's a delay, but good kill. Really? You got combos just ready to go like that? Or was that a throw?
I choose to remain silent.
Okay.
Let's see.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of the MAGA podcast. I am your co-host, JDubb. That's JDubb for the Hooked on Finers crew. And I am joined by my brother from another mother, Mr.
NVP. Payton.
And once again, we want to welcome you to our podcast and thank you for joining us. And while you're here, would you go ahead and do us a favor, hit that like, follow, subscribe.
Do yourself a favor.
Exactly. And go ahead and check out some of our previous content so you can get all caught up with what we do here. And with that being said, MVP, what are we going to be discussing in today's episode?
So today we have a few topics. First, we're going to start off with something very important, which is what's going on in the stock market. And then we're going to transition into some DC versus Marvel. And then we might hijack a few things. We'll see where it goes.
Okay. Well, yes, as my damn, now I'm
brother from another mother. I don't know. You want to drop?
as my man from the motherland just said.
There you go. All right, bars.
We're going to be discussing the stock market, and if you remember, like I said, check out our previous content. In our previous episode, I took a moment and asked Black people to invest. I said, guys, not just Black people, but mostly I want Black people to start investing because we are underrepresented in the market. Mm-hmm. I said, invest. And we're not financial advisors, so we're not going to go too.
I'm definitely not. I just got in the game, and I'm all shooken up.
And that's the correct word, shooken up. The market got shook up, and it was definitely some things that happened. It left quite a lot of us who are what they call retail traders. It's just regular folks that's using a few bucks here and there to invest or trade, because there's a difference between investing and trading on the market. Those of us who are trying to get into it are a little shooken up, not only by the events of the stock fluctuation, but also the applications and the tools we retail traders use to execute our trades on the market. And now I'm talking about Robinhood in this instance.
What, Men in Tights, Robinhood?
No,
what you talking about, JDubb?
A company that literally end up robbing the hood of quite a few millions of dollars. Like now, I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories about what exactly happened and why they did what they did, because it's lawsuits going on at this very moment that were filed on this, and I don't want to, influence any possible grand juries, anything like that are being opened up. So I'm not going to state my opinions on what happened. I'm just going to say,
then why are we here?
I'm not my conspiracy theory opinions.
The conspiracy theory. Okay,
it could make me a little bit liable to lawsuit. Is not what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to, do any slander or anything that's going to make me liable in my words against Robinhood right now and making accusations. All I'm going to say is what they did seems a little in common sense eyes not above board to the regular man, and looked like that there was some shady business going on, and a lot of retail traders lost the opportunity to make a lot more money than they were able to make, or lost a lot of money that they invested all in the guise that Robinhood's told us was to protect us. But in actuality, it did more to protect the rich folks than it did to the hedge funds. I'm not going to say the rich folks, but the hedge funds than it did to protect the retail traders. It actually hurt quite a few of us, including myself. But yeah, if you want, you could do some research on what happened between the names that you should look for: GameStop, AMC, Robinhood, and short squeeze. Those are the search terms. That's your homework to Google search for what just happened this week. This was very disruptive. And the last word of the day: Weeble. Weeble, you should never keep all your investments, trades, and stock purchases in just one source. So I will continue to use Robinhood for my investing, but I'm going to be switching to Weeble for my trading. But you know what's surprising to me, and I'm pretty sure you already have some stories you want to speak on, because we're not going to talk about the details of what happened. We're going to talk about how it affected us. I told you how it affected me. I'm actually a trader in it, but I think it also affected people by them finding out more about their fellow neighbor that is involved in this. Like, because this happened, so many more people are being exposed as actual traders, and you never know until this happened. You would have never known that your sister is playing the market. Am I correct,
Yeah,
MVP?
yeah, that is definitely interesting. Cause one my one of my group chats I'm in went off, and I've never had stock conversations with any of these people, but all of a sudden they're talking about GameStop and saying they got investments in AMC already before the whole like stock market went down. Um, and it's crazy because I'm like, dang, like I wish we had these conversations earlier. I talked to a couple of my homegirls, and they're like talking to me about stock, and I'm like, oh, okay, girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? You out here, you know what I'm saying, stacking bread. Had no idea. So it was definitely enlightening. Just a quick note, because Robinhood released a statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Okay, so Robinhood said the required amount we had to deposit with the clearinghouse was so large
Okay,
that
before you continue the statement, because I did read this. Now, this is the statement that was just released within the past like 9 hours. It was released after the closing.
and
This is not the
and
statement that was released during the market hiatus of the week of January 22nd to the 29th. This was released, I believe, to either last night or this morning. This is not
and
the
it's crazy
statement.
because I woke up this morning to people sending it to me just to go back off the whole like all of a sudden everybody's talking about this. Well, not everybody, but people who are invested
It
are
feels
talking
like
about
everybody.
this. It feels like everybody, but I'm like, hold on, y'all been invested the whole time. So I will give some flowers to my guy JDubb for yeah, I gotta shout you out because he's been talking to me about this since like last year. And I ain't really been paying attention, but he kept, you know what I'm saying, knocking me upside the head with the info. I don't
I
know how I
was
wanted
real.
to phrase that.
I was really hammering into MVP last year that there was going to be some changes going on, especially in the month of January. My date was January 21st of 2021. I kept saying whatever happens, all the stuff that I've been saying
Mhm.
before now. Please start looking at the market in January. I felt it was going to be for a completely different reason than what happened, but I'll let you continue because I know you wanted to get the statement out that Robinhood said. But yeah, I'm just co-signing what he said, just to reinforce. Yes, I was kind of pestering MVP about, yo, I know you're a grown man, you know what to do with your money, but
Right.
please, look into the market, because the old
So,
way of making money ain't what it is, what it's up to be. But go ahead, sir.
so
Sorry.
procrastinating, right? For a little bit. Finally got onto it. Um, Made some great investments in my mind. Speaking to J Dub, um, he just kind of gave me like an overall run through of like what's out there, and then I made my own decisions. But uh, what I got back was like a good look for me. So So I'm excited about what I'm doing, and then this happens with Robinhood, like right in the midst of me like getting into that realm, right? But to finish off the statement, they were like the amount of money that it would have took to like, pretty much invest for people, because that's kind of like their thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like hundreds of millions of dollars in deposit requirements that we had to take steps to limit to ensure we can comfortably meet our requirements, right? So basically they're saying we ain't had the money, and just so like no legal issues happen or like they go into debt, they just stopped letting people buy.
Okay. So, and you said you want to get my thoughts on that. So,
Right. So
I'm
what do you think about that statement?
I think that is a completely reasonable and understandable statement that was made by Webull back on Thursday when Robinhood had stopped the trading out of nowhere to the buy button. When Robinhood disabled the buy button on specific stocks and completely eliminated other stocks from their trading platform. They eliminated GameStop completely. They eliminated a couple Caster. They just took them off, and then their statement at the time was, "Oh, we're doing this because the market is very volatile, and we don't want our customers to assume so much risk with the volatility." I think GameStop was at a 700% or no, I think it was at like 900% volatility. Nokia was it was GameStop, Nokia, and AMC were the big ones. There was a couple other ones. There was some cannabis companies. There was some other companies that what was happening was because of a message thread. I said I didn't want to go into details about why this
Yeah.
happened because you can
Right.
you just like I say the homework words are short squeeze, Reddit, AMC, GMC, GameStop, and so on. So if you Google those, you'll
Nokia.
figure it. Yeah, Nokia, you'll figure out. Robinhood did not say that we can't cover all these trades because there was millions and millions of trades happening on one particular company, these 13 particular companies that they decided to put on a list of restricted trades and some point just removed completely from the platform on Thursday. Webull, which is why I am going to be switching over, and I'll leave a link in the description of how you can sign up for Webull. It'll give you 4 free stocks and possibly me a free stock. I believe it does give me a free stock if you use the link. So I'll be
Look.
including that into the description. 4 free stocks if you make a deposit of $100 into Webull. Webull's CEO, I believe, went on CNN. Not CNN, CNBC, and made that exact same statement in a very explanatory. He explained it very
Very
eloquently and
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
he explained it, and so it was very articulate. It was a very easy to
Mhm.
comprehend what he was saying, and I get it. Okay, yes, when I press that buy button, Robinhood doesn't instantly make that trade for me, but they make it in good faith. They say they made it in good faith, but they got to send that trade to a brokerage firm, and it
Yeah.
takes 2 days for that to get back to them. I get that, but that's what you should explain. Don't tell me you're doing this to protect me. Weebulls explained that to us, even though Weebull also did the exact same thing Robinhood did 3 hours after Robinhood did it. Robinhood was the leader of stopping us retail traders from making
Mhm.
some serious cash, and unfortunately making most of us lose some money because I wasn't in ahead of time back in Monday. I got on the rocket ship late, so the price expectations that I
Mhm.
had were not in the right range. So I don't think that Robinhood really gets a pass for saying the same thing that their competitors gave the correct explanation to 3 days earlier. So and like I said, I didn't want to go too deep into this, but that doesn't explain Dogecoin. Another homework word for you. When the community, when retail traders saw what Robinhood was doing as far as blocking certain trades or restricting certain things or disabling the buy button for certain stocks,
Mhm.
there was a concerted effort to raise up a cryptocurrency by the name of Dogecoin so that when trading would resume, because we knew it couldn't be indefinite, that they would block it, we would already have the funds available in the crypto to transfer over into the stock, into the exchange. When Robinhood saw us doing that, all of a sudden Robinhood put restrictions on the Dogecoin, no, cryptocurrency, on Friday.
Okay, I thought I was tripping because that joint went down. It was like at 31 or something, and then it went down like
it was up at 70 cents. Now I did take profit on my Dogecoin when it was up at 7 cents because I bought it when it was at a penny, and I bought it back in December. And so, but what?
Well, no, I'm talking
Robinhood,
about like crypto. Like in Robinhood, it shows you like just crypto, a blanket like number.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was like 31, whatever it was. And then I looked at it again and went down to like 30.
Okay,
And
he's
I was like,
BTC.
oh, it was like 31, 32, and then it went down to 30. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like
That's
overnight. I didn't understand what that was. So is that what happened? Is this the
that was
thing?
BTC was so there's Robinhood allows I think 4 or 5 cryptocurrencies on there. I don't think they have Ether at the ET, but BTC is the main one. I was at
okay.
When I got involved in that one, when I first saw that one back in last year, that was at 22, and that did have a spike and went up to around the 30s right before the end of the year. And so yes, that one was also at 32. But what Robinhood did was with the restriction of cryptocurrencies, they were targeting Dogecoin, but they did did a blanket statement over all cryptocurrency. And so that's another thing. Like Robinhood, you got to explain that because the Dogecoin attack that you just did directly relates to the stock of GameStop and AMC and Nokia and all these other stocks that were being short squeezed. So how does that statement affect that? Yeah, you didn't have enough to cover it in the brokerage for the stocks, but I'm sure crypto is handled by a completely separate entity and brokerage. Also, if you're going to be a company that does no fee trading, yes, there was a high probability that you would have been bankrupt if you would have had to cover all those stock trades out of your own pocket because you can no longer afford to pay the insurance on the collateral for the brokerage that you're using. I believe it was. Y'all about to have me get into conspiracy theories.
No, you've already made that promise that you wouldn't.
Yeah, just look up Citadel. Citadel is one of I believe is the name of the brokerage firm, and you see some weird connections going on there with hedge funds and everything. Like I say, not going to get into conspiracies, but that's more common sense and reasonable explanation in my mind when I did just a little searching. That maybe your explanation is the truth and correct, but it seems very dodgy because, as I said, Fidelity didn't block Dogecoin and crypto. No other app blocked the crypto except for Robinhood, and Robinhood only blocked the crypto when they saw that their plans to affect the trades of GameStop and the short squeeze stocks, Nokia and AMC and Sundial and all the other ones that were being retail traded at high volumes. That shouldn't have affected crypto for you guys, but it was affecting it for us, and you stopped that as well. So there's more explaining that needs to be done. I went long on that. I apologize. It was but it like I said, it does affect me personally. But luckily, as I say, my losses was mitigated. I only risk what I can. I keep myself open to a limited risk as well. But and I just not started getting into the options game, which is more for the trading. Investing is stock. So I'm trying to win both ways in stock and in investing. So, but then you really did, Robinhood, you hurt a lot of retail investors. We call retail traders, but we were retail investing at that point, and you hurt us. And you're going to lose a lot of business. I'm sorry. I'm just stating the obvious. A lot of people are going to pull away from me. I'm pulling away from you. I know that much.
But I'm just saying, like, the one app that I'm using had to be the one to lead this charge. Like, that might sound selfish, but damn, like, so, like, I stayed off the app for a little bit now. Like, I just got a taste of wins, and then you just made me lose like crazy. So word on the streets though is that Robinhood should change their name.
yes.
They don't deserve the legacy of Robinhood if you're gonna pull this stunt. Is what people
Sheriff
say.
Nottingham. Sheriff Nottingham. That's what y'all are. Y'all are Sheriff Nottingham. because y'all are not helping us rob from the rich. Now, we ain't even trying to rob from the rich. We're just holding the hedge funds accountable to the bets that they place. They thought that GameStop and Nokia were going to go down. They was like, yo, these companies, no one's buying games from GameStop anymore. No one's carrying Nokia phones anymore. No one's going to AMC theaters anymore. So they're going to go the way of Best Buy and all these other failed companies. But that's not what happened. All these companies got a rally. And then the people saw that rally and we saw how much y'all bet against them. And we decided, okay, well, we're going to bet on the side of the company staying around and we're going to keep the price up. Then y'all played this. Y'all, yes, because y'all made bad bets, y'all were going to go bankrupt. Y'all were going to lose billions of dollars. Unfortunately, you shouldn't have over leveraged yourselves that way. Exactly.
Isn't that a bet?
when one of us goes bankrupt, there's no protection. Y'all get bailouts from government all the time. But hey.
Well, someone was saying that if they allowed this to happen, that the stock market would have crashed and everything would have been ruined.
That's for the SEC to look into.
I don't know.
All I know is the price, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I believe the price was manipulated on the stocks that certain hedge funds had invested in to lose. And I believe and then they shorted the stock, and I believe Robinhood helped influence. Robinhood led the charge along with other apps to help influence that price going down. Now, if it was because the high volume caused them to not be able to cover the trades, then I believe that should have been a disclaimer that was given to us when you sign up for the app, or at least that should have been explained better during the time period before the trading started on Tuesday or Monday or something. When they saw what happened on Monday, they should have made a statement to the fact that, okay, because of the unprecedented volatility, there may be a chance that trading will buying options will be halted or restricted or limited if you continue to use this app. They didn't do that. They just did it right on opening morning of the next day on Thursday with no warning, no explanation.
Seems pretty reactive.
Yeah, and it just completely demolished the price of the stock. And the only people who were able to take advantage and buy stock, because let's say I bought an option at $150 for the price to be raised where I expected the price to be high. And as soon as I made that purchase, Robinhood eliminated the ability. No, I bought that the previous day, the Wednesday. The next day, Robinhood disabled that button, drove the price way down. So that stock that I got at 150 was now only worth that option I bought at 150 by the end of the trading day was only worth $7 and going down. That was because the price that I was betting on, it was right near when I made the purchase. So actually I paid right at break even on it, but it was near. I think I made the bet that the stock was going to rise to $11, and the stock at the time was $8.80. This is GameStop. I mean, not GameStop. This is Nokia. They disabled the button, and that stock went from $8.80 down to $3.86 by the time in the trading. So obviously, no one was going to believe that stock was going to raise up to $10 because it had dropped $5 since the time that you disallowed us to buy. And because Robinhood wouldn't allow us to buy, but the hedge funds were allowed to buy, they were able to pick up that $150 option I had to sell for $7. So they were in the money. They made out very well based off of a decision that Robinhood made that caused the market to fluctuate and drive the prices down. So they really robbed from hoods.
The hood.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they meant by the name. Robinhood.
Oh, yeah. So maybe they can keep their name Robinhood. Maybe they don't need to go to Sheriff Nottingham. Maybe they just need to put one of those
slash strings.
Yeah, right between Rob and drop that G, No, it ain't no G. It ain't no G. Add a G. Rob Ing the Hood. You don't even get to use the cool version. I was gonna say put a little of those apostrophes in between the B and the I, but nah, you gotta add a G. Nah, you can't add a G because that sounds cool too.
That sounds cool. You're gonna add a G, like
my guy. But this, I mean, did you want to speak? Because the more I talk about it, the more long-winded I get about it. So if you want to just move on, we can. But if you want, I can still go on about it. But it feels like I'm getting a little long-winded.
No, we can end it there. I just wanted people to be aware of what's going on. Because based off the episode we did before, we try to, we do the music and anime and the game and stuff, but we try to still make people aware, the community. So, like, subscribe, and join the community so you can just be out there getting, additional information and what's going on in your world. So, yeah. Who would win? DC.
It sounds like a versus coming up.
Versus Marvel. And we can make this ongoing because I feel like it's so much to unpack. So, like, if you're watching the show, you're
huge here, universes.
You're here for the start of this epic discussion between MVP and JDubb, right?
Mark it in your calendars.
Mark it, right? It happened whenever you're watching this. So, or listening to it, So DC and Marvel, because for I started thinking about this because I was like, they started so long ago, you know what I'm saying? And they both have been able to consistently stay in the forefront. Like, I don't know any other comics that is battling DC or Marvel. I can't think of it. I'm like, to the point where now they even have movies, both sides, right? And they all have their characters and they all have their own universes. And I just think it's so interesting that these people who created it are like, I'm pretty sure like DC wasn't having discussions with Marvel and vice versa, but they've created similar things. They've created different things, and to the point where like they're two powerhouses, right? And I want us to start, like, saying, whenever we do our segments or whatever, to start kind of like seeing like who really got the upper hand right now, because right now both of them seem OP. And that's overpowered for people who don't watch.
One punch.
Okay, so DC versus Marvel. We can probably do like one or two characters, because I mean, you can the think about it, listeners, viewers, and all that good stuff. I'm just list off like the different things we can talk about when we do these segments, right? Mm-hmm. So we got characters, we got movie soundtracks, we got the animation, which is pretty dope that we talked about animation earlier. Movies is a thing now. Like, I mean, well, they always had like Superman, Batman movies, but like,
and I'm gonna go ahead and say we already know that ain't, if in that category, it ain't even a competition. You know what? I don't know what side that you're going to take, but I think if we ever get into that point of our categories, we're both going to be on the same side in our hearts, because there's only one winner in that one.
Yeah,
I mean, okay. It in a way.
And then you got movies, you got origin storyline, and then like into the actual characters. We can go into like their origin, theme song if they have one, like the X-Men. Yeah. And then of course powers and like, just what makes that character it. So for this one, I'm going to bring up two characters, and I want to know what you think. So we're gonna pretty much like put them, versus. So this one is funny because I did some research on this and I couldn't find much. It was kind of like everybody was like, yeah, they would lose. Yeah, they would lose. But we're gonna talk about it. All right. So you can pick whoever you want to pick. Okay. You got Static Shock versus Storm.
Now, is Static a cartoon?
Static Shock is a DC comic. And Storm is from the Marvel comics, just to give y'all some insight to it, right? So who you picking? First, who do you want? Like, who do you want to Like,
oh well, I'm gonna respect my black queens out there.
okay,
I'm gonna definitely, because behind every great man is a great woman, but behind every great woman is a supportive black man. Every great black woman is a supportive black man. So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
I
pick
don't normally
Storm.
hear that reference, and I'm glad you said it.
Mm.
I don't normally hear the behind every great black woman is a supportive black man.
Michelle Obama is possibly one of the and is like symbols of black excellence, black woman excellence, and Barack Obama supports her 1,000%.
Receipts.
Yeah, he uplifts her. He's like, no, I'm not going to get back into politics because Michelle said she ain't having it. That was not my attempt at an Obama voice, but
that was pretty.
yeah.
Hey.
All of a sudden, as I was
Well,
talking, I heard
yeah.
myself doing it. I was like, since when do I do Obama impressions? Like,
look at JDubb got skills on the low, man. He got a new talent. All
yeah.
right.
So I'm gonna pick Storm. The Weather Witch, the epitome.
Hey, you can call her
of
a witch.
Mother Nature.
How you gonna say protect black women?
No,
and call
that's
her
what
a
she
witch?
calls us. That's one of her titles, the Weather Witch. She's Mother Nature. She controls nature. She's from the motherland. She's from Africa. She's from where it all started. So yeah, I can't disrespect by not choosing her. She's
okay. So I got Static Shock.
You don't say that with a lot of enthusiasm.
I know. I don't like. You see the build up that JDubb gave. Motherland, Black Queen, and I'm like, yeah, Static Shock. He's cool. Like he's great. I guess what I'm saying. He's an African American superhero, so that's dope. But all right.
And hold on, as you said, African American Superman, as we found out, is not that many of them in a certain universe. No names being said, but yeah, no names being said. But it was
dang. It was tough to find this one, but so I say I got I can't even say it with a straight face. Hold on. I got static. Hold on.
I'm gonna try and listen with a straight face.
Hold on. Static Shock is gonna win.
Static Shock can
yeah, Static Shock will destroy Storm.
Yeah, oh man, he said it. He couldn't keep a straight face when he said it.
He's on wax.
He don't believe it though.
Come on, I got my
What can Static do to okay?
Right,
if it was a straight up fight, we already know it's not even a competition. It's just not. But if we're going on,
no, we're not even gonna go to that part yet. We're gonna go to the fight part. Let's get
If they traded hands, are you saying you think? Are we talking grown Static? Because I do know the Static does in the DC universe. He doesn't just die off, like he grows up. But our introduction to Static is as a teenager, as a high school kid. Are we talking about that Static? The Static that I saw on WB?
We can do both of them in their prime. Just both of them in their prime.
Okay, so I don't know
I don't want to do Static too old, but I want to do him too young. So Static in his prime, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, because I don't know about the adult Static. I only watched the WB show, the animated adventures of Static on WB of him in high school, but he was developing his powers.
Is it called Animated Adventures, or did you just make that up?
I just made that up because I'm going off the Batman. Batman was actually called the Batman the Animated Series, so that's why I think there was.
They didn't say Batman the cartoon, did they?
No, they did not. And Batman the Animated Series, slight hijack right here. But no, we still in the same genre. It's not even hijack. Side note: Batman the Animated Series is heralded, and I can second this opinion that it's one of the greatest superhero animated franchises ever. Only thing that comes close to Batman animated adventures is Batman Beyond. So like Batman can only fuck with Batman
Beyond. Man, growing up watching that was my show though. Batman Beyond. But anyway, I ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah. So we were talking about Storm versus Static. So yeah, I watched.
What Storm got, man?
Sometimes her character comes off real weak, but if you pay attention to her powers, and if you were playing her like a video game, if you had control of her, because I'm assuming you have control over Static. If I had control over Storm, it wouldn't even be a fair fight. First of all, Storm controls the wind, so you're not even getting close. I'm just pushing you away with a hurricane. I control the heat. I can bake your ass to death. I control the cold. I can freeze you in place. So she is OP when it comes to like if you could control her powers, she is literally Gaia. She is Mother Nature. She controls the weather. She is the weather witch. All Static has is electric. I ain't gonna win this fight by shitting on Static because I want to represent for no black on black crime, and I want to represent for my
domestic
brother,
violence like shit.
Yeah, I don't want to disrespect him too much, but
You said
Static...
you never hit me, Jody. Static Shock over there hitting on Storm. Terrible.
Static only has electricity.
Well,
Storm is a conductor.
Static Shock can do the same thing.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't mention Storm using lightning against him, but she can use lightning as a defense. She can use all the other elements. She can use the Avatar, Last Airbender, pretty much Avatar mode, basically air, wind, lava, fire. Basically, she could cause lava because she could cause a freaking volcano or earthquake because she's Mother Nature, and I never seen
her do anything with Earth.
Yeah, okay. I'm stretching here. But she got 2 of the 4. She got wind and water. She can make it rain.
Yeah, she can do wind, water, ice, and electricity. I don't know about heat. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the power. I never heard of doing
she's in the movie when X-Men 2, when Halle Berry's finance. By the way, Ultimate win right there. Halle Berry played Storm.
Okay.
Technically that should just be a mic drop.
No, you better drop your expensive mic. What are you doing?
That should be a mic drop moment right there. But no, when in X-Men 2, they were on the balcony and it was a cloudy day, and so she says, "Give me a second." And you see her the white in her eyes, and then she removes all the clouds so it could be a bright, sunny, shiny day. That's her using,
bro.
Hey, she made it hot.
I guess that's dope if we were on vacation, but we are going to war, and if you want to just show me the sun, it ain't gonna do that. But anyway, so Static Shock has electro force fields. So if you send wind my way, get that off me. It's not gonna do nothing. I have a force field. You send ice my way, get that off me. I have a force field. You send electricity my way, I can he absorbs electricity. So he can literally, if she start doing that white eye shit, you bet not had no electricity coming out. And usually when she starts her powers, some electricity is coming out. She can't do that because he can absorb it. That's how he builds up more power, by absorbing shit. His powers have the ability to regenerate in a fight. Storm's does not. If he can hold out long enough, if she shoots all her shit at him and he puts the force field up. I thought about this. If he puts his force field up and she shoots all her power stuff at him, and he he can fly around and stuff, if she take a breath and shoot another power at him, he can fly around to the side and shit and try to creep up on her with the force field, or he can just send some shit her way. She might do some fucking wind, but he can kind of be strategic with it, and he's always gonna have the ability to regenerate his shit because he can take energy from wherever it has energy.
Yeah.
So it would have to be a stamina kind of thing, I think, for Static Shock. It's so crazy that I'm really defending this shit, but it's real. It's real stuff. So if she he could take her. But
no.
He just wouldn't be able to be he wouldn't be able to just he wouldn't be able to fight her head on. He would have to be more strategic with his stuff. So what do you have against the force fields? What
Okay, so if they go power for power, she, like I say, tornado, it's a wrap. You could be in a force field that could protect you, but that force field is being sucked up into a tornado, field.
That force field has to he has magnetic powers. He has the ability to be stationary. It's static. So
yeah, that ain't going against a Category 5 hurricane or a T4. Have you seen the movie Twister? Have you
seen the movie Twister? But we're talking about
she sends one of them at static. His force field going to protect him from being moved.
But a tornado, if you ever seen a tornado, it doesn't just get to you. It has to travel to you. So she can send it has to.
But she can create them right. She can create him right where he's standing. She can literally make him the center of the tornado.
No, it takes time for that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So she makes him the center. So he's an eye, and everything's gathering up around him. So as soon as he started walking forward, he's coming in contact with the inner walls. And the more he tries to walk outwards, the more the outer walls that keep building around him. So now he's caught inside the wind of the tornado.
But it's a wrap. It has to have enough time to form. Like he could put a magnetic field around him and like take his little distance shit. You know, he'd be riding dirty on his disc and go away from the tornado before it forms enough, and I can go like farther enough where I can take like because you know he can move things with his static, right?
Well, here's the thing: he can't fly as fast or as high as Storm can. So one, Storm has a reach advantage. She can always have the high ground. And as we know from Star Wars, Anakin, it's over. I have the high ground. It's a wrap when you had the high ground.
Who says he can't fly that high?
He just in everything I've ever seen Static in, he is always levitating just a few feet above the ground. He is never like up in the clouds like Storm or Superman or like you never seen blue sky and clouds and just Static. Like it's always some city street level thing because Static is a street level, you know, hood dude. So they want to try and keep the hood in his background and his environment. Whereas Storm, you literally see lightning clouds and whatnot as she's up in the clouds with him. So she has the height advantage. She has the distance. And as I said in the movie Twister, those tornadoes was like 5 miles wide sometimes or whatnot. She could literally, this is Static. She can start the tornado with perimeters from, if this is Static, this is one end of the tornado, this is the other end of the tornado, Static's right in the middle, and the eye is real calm. So he don't even know that he's in a tornado because the eye of the storm can be like a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles big, or just 200 feet big, because I've seen tiny tornadoes too. So he could be in the eye of the storm, not even know he's inside a freaking tornado. Then Storm just comes up and compresses that tornado right on him. It's a wrap. He has very few avenues of victory, where Storm has multiple ways that she can win. She can literally stay in a castle somewhere like Frozen and just freeze the world over, like Ursula. If you've seen the movie Frozen. Hi, Jack. Disney Plus, what the fuck is your problem?
Okay.
Y'all actually have the X-Men and all the Marvel stuff, and it's a beautiful thing, and we thank you for it. Disney, you brought me the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. I watched it 2 times just last night. I love this fucking movie. Y'all brought me Hamilton. Greatest shit ever. Okay. But what the fuck were y'all thinking when y'all thought y'all could charge y'all own subscribers an additional $30 fucking for that piece of shit movie Mulan live action? Oh my God. That shit was the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. Worse than One Piece.
$30 for that?
They was charging some extra shit. I think it was 30. I forget how much it was, but they was charging on top of the subscription that people had. They wanted people to pay to watch that movie because they couldn't go see it in theaters.
So it was kind of like going to the theaters, but you just
exactly. At home, they tried to treat it like a pay-per-view special event type of shit, and that movie was garbage. I wasted. It was long garbage too. It was. It was just bad. I wasted 1 hour and 27 minutes of it before I just got so fed up and just had to just announce to the world how bad it was. And I still had 27 more minutes left of movie to go. Fucking movie was horrible. So yes, that's my hijack. I wanted to say, yes, thank you, Disney Plus. You have brought me all the Marvel movies into one roof, one streaming service. You brought me all of The Mandalorian. I love The Mandalorian show. Watch my reaction to it on Seth 40 Unlocked. That would be horrifying. And I love. I can't say enough about how much I love him. But yeah, Disney Plus. I appreciate what you have done, but you get a big fuck you for Mulan. All right, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Oh well, you know, I mean, Disney Plus is cool. I mean, I have a certain device that I see all the movies from any streaming service, so I don't feel your pain, but I get it. I get it. Yeah. So I battled you as long as I could for Static Shock. I tried, but that's all I had. Like, I mean, so once the hurricane tornado shit hit, I mean, maybe he can get through it. Throw something at her, but she probably just throw some wind at it. She probably throw some wind at it. I don't know. Or maybe
a football let her hit her in the head.
I don't even know, because I'm thinking like if what's that, Charlie Brown her ass. With the Charlie Brown
with the football, right? Peppermint Patty used to throw the football.
Yeah. So maybe if he sneak attack her, like the only way I think that Static Shock would win on some power stuff is he would have to like catch her like with her guards down, like, because he can like
catch her while she's sleeping. Catch her while she's fucking. What did that mean? Yo, why don't they have that in cartoons? I mean, because they have them in animated adventures. They have them with wives and children and everything. Why doesn't Sabretooth ever catch freaking, Wolverine fucking like Kieko or something, and Wolverine got to fight in his drawers or something? Or fight.
Well, I think Wolverine kind of did fight in his drawers. He was like, when he came out of the when he first got his exoskeleton, and he had broke out the joint. It was like mad cold. Not
Wolverine
only was
is
he in
real
the drawers, yeah, he was in the freezing cold, walking off like, yeah, fuck y'all.
Yeah,
thanks for the extra hard metal. Appreciate it.
All right, so yes, point proven.
But
I'll go ahead.
So I'm just I think just for sake of time, because so we could go into some other characters, but I wanted to go into this like last topic or whatever. But let's let everybody know, like, this is going to be an ongoing thing where
this is definitely to be continued, just like our combat convos, watching our fights on Jump Force. That's a regular thing, and it's not just going to be Jump Force, it's going to be other things, like and just like this, our DC Marvel versus battles will not just be on characters. We want to examine who has the better theme song, who has the better movies, who has just like, and right now we were talking about characters, but there's a whole who has the better animated shows. That's a conversation, because we kept on talking about, we just talked about Netflix's Wolverine and Netflix's X-Men. So if we go into who has the better shows, do we have to start counting those shows technically as part of Marvel, and then that subtracts from Marvel's overall score? Because I can say, as I said, Batman the animated series is technically the pinnacle. And that kicks the doors off of that bullshit I saw on Netflix. It beat the brace off of the Wolverine or the Netflix X-Men. So that's a whole beautiful conversation that you will have to tune in to the MAGA podcast to catch and hear and see and leave comments on to disagree with us when we make our decisions. We'll read them. We won't care about them. We'll care. We don't just have to agree with them. Now, how you feel about that?
Slightly care. So the last thing I'd like for us to get into is what happened recently with Sony.
Sony, are we talking PlayStations? Because Sony got that PlayStation sold out. Tried to get one, couldn't get one.
Sony's the truth, man. So apparently Sony just bought Crunchyroll. And for the people who don't know who Crunchyroll is, which I feel like you should if you're watching this show, they have tons of animation on it. Like, that's what they do. If you watch anime, you know what animation is. This is for people who watch anime and also new people who, banking with us. They're like, you know what? We might want to start watching anime because JDubb and NVP be on some like dope ass conversations. But anyway, the thing is though, like, Sony bought Crunchyroll, and Sony already owns Funimation. What's up, man? What's going on in the world?
I, as a child, loved the board game Monopoly, but it was a long ass game and caused a lot of fights in a household. Monopoly is exactly the game that Sony is playing, but in real life, with real real money and real properties. And we got laws against that shit here in America because we know how bad a monopoly can be for free enterprise, competition, and innovation. Mm-hmm. And Sony now practically has a monopoly on North American anime. Not all anime, because there are anime studios and production companies in Japan, obviously, and in other countries. But here in North America, we get the majority of our anime dubbed and subtitled by two major broadcasting networks or companies, Crunchyroll and Funimation. They do the dubs. They present us the anime that we get to see over here in the States. They do the censoring as well, like certain scenes in Dragon Ball Z where Bulma, or Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, where Bulma would show her panties or whatnot, or if Popo being black or something in one version and then he's being blue in another version. That's the difference between Crunchyroll and Funimation and the original properties. That's the censoring that goes on with those companies. And now one company owns both of the companies that was presenting anime to us, and that is not awesome. It's awesome for their paybooks. It's awesome for Sony's investors, by the way. But it ain't awesome for us as the audience, by the way. So, it's
the horse's mouth, I believe is what they call it. Right? Straight from the horse's mouth, whatever that means.
I mean, like the rest of them, I enjoyed that investors meeting. I saw what Sony was going to be bringing out, so I was like, oh, that's just. And my eyes went to dollar signs, especially since I mentioned that the PS5 is already sold out, and we just got past the Christmas season. I'm like, yeah, dollar signs. I'm gonna put more money in Sony. Give me some more investments. Black people invest.
They got gaming. They got the gaming. I'm gonna say they have it on lock. I know a lot of Xbox people are gonna feel.
Ain't nobody buying that fucking Xbox. Have you heard any stories about what is the new Xbox? The Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, whatever. Well, I ain't heard about them being sold out.
The fact that you gotta ask what it exactly is and how to say it. PS5, very simple. 3 characters. So
I don't even know nobody with an Xbox One. Let alone think about getting the Xbox, the new Xbox. Ain't nobody got no Xbox One.
I ain't gonna shit on them completely. Like, people with Xbox, but they don't have, like, people don't
grow the fuck up and buy a PlayStation. If you got
an
Xbox,
there you go. Grow the fuck up. I like that, man. Have an affair for once. Like, go cheat on that Xbox and get you a PS5, my man. But yeah, Sony is dangerous, man. They, like, when it comes to like corporations and stuff, because saying we got quite a few we can get into, but Sony is definitely up there with monopolizing and capitalizing on a lot of stuff, man. They're buying a lot of shit up. But I'm wondering if it's going to change, I guess, how we receive things for Crunchyroll, or they're just going to keep it the same.
Absolutely.
Thing,
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because in my opinion, I'm not a economist or a market planner or none of that shit. I don't know, and I can't predict the future. But all I know is if a company owns the two companies that were competing against each other that were bringing anime to us, and now they own the whole thing, well, if I ran that company, then I would just put both of those companies into one, make a Crunchy Funimation, have that as one streaming service, increase the price from whatever Crunchyroll was, maybe what it was $6.99 at Crunchyroll and $5.99 at Funimation, make that an even $10 even for my new network, and that will be your only source. Besides, now Netflix is getting into the anime game, but that would be your only source for anime, and then I would be able to be the one who dictates what anime you get.
Damn, that's tough, man. But I think we can wrap it up. Just because, like, I don't want to go too far into the corporations thing. I think we should save that for another joint. Besides Sony, because there's a lot of corporations out here that's kind of like going to change the landscape for everybody, or they're currently changing the landscape. But yeah. So wrap it up for us, JDubb.
All right. Well, I do want to say just one last thing about Sony. No matter how bad or inconvenient this may be, this is not going to be the destruction or the death of anime. Anime has the support of black people. And black people have shown you anything that we control culture, we make shit happen, and we know how to turn bad situations into fucking masterpieces. So y'all can oppress anime by putting it all underneath one corporation, but just like y'all try to oppress black people, we survive now, and not only do we survive, we shine, we rise, and that's what anime is, because we support anime. So yeah, I mean, you know what? That was a really interesting conversation, and
it sure was.
yeah, you know, but and once again, we want to thank you all for joining us. But we're going to go ahead and end it there. I hope, and you guys leave your opinion of what you thought in the comment section. You know, we'll read it. Once again, we'll check out the negativity. We ain't going to pay it no mind. We here for positivity, so you can leave the negative comments. You know, if you want to. It ain't going to affect our energy. You know what I mean? So troll if you want, but it's a comment. We'll still read it. But yeah,
We
MVP.
keep those we keep those positive vibes, man.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We keep the positive vibe. So MVP, you want to say you know, a couple words to the people? Say goodnight or
I want
goodbye
to
or hello.
say to the people to always chase your dreams and never let the critics stop you. That is the MAGA message of the day.
What's up? I second that. Hear he. Yes. So with that being said, once again, don't forget to hit that like, follow, subscribe, and we want to wish you all a peace and a prosperity.